All right, we're here one day post-race in La Quinta. Can you just take us through how your day went, starting with what time you woke up in the morning?
Sure. This is my second take, by the way, because Aaron said my first interview was too long. Cut! That was a joke. I'm going to keep going. Not a joke, though. She actually made me do this interview twice.
It was 20 minutes.
So what, guy?
Okay.
No one even watches this stuff. It doesn't even matter. It's just me and you watching it. Anyways, I woke up at 4:15, and everything went, quite smoothly in the morning. Had 2 bowls of porridge, and then a bowl of Cheerios, and everything went smoothly. Got to bed at a good time. Read for like 2 hours, so my mind was nice and tired. Got to the race. It was actually not too cold, much warmer than last year, I'd say. I brought like a toque and a winter coat and gloves, and didn't really even need them, I don't think. But interestingly, I think I got just a little fearful this year, and I did last year too. I didn't even get into water last year as well, but for whatever reason, because the water was in the 50s, I think the temperature was between 58 and 59 degrees, I was like, oh, it's too cold to do a warm-up. And I don't know why I thought that, because like in Oceanside and St. George, both races I've had, fairly decent sims for myself in. I would get in there and and the water there is usually 61, 62 degrees. I'd get in there, I'd do 500 strokes and get over all the, the head strangeness and all those things that come with cold water. This time I didn't do that, and it was definitely a mistake, because when I did get in there, you have like less than a minute before the gun goes, and it just wasn't enough time to acclimate. And so, my body, whatever, the gun goes, my body's like trying to acclimate, and then I'm trying to rip it off the start line, because I know that's I need to get out well. And those two things are like massively contrasting, what you're trying to do. And basically I went into some, survival state where I was going, and fortunately I heard of this happening to people before, so I kind of knew what was happening. And I knew that, I had to go into damage control, and I just eased off, really easy. Slowly I could actually take a breath, and then slowly increase as I could breathe, and could feel again. Hypoxia was going away. Slowly I increased the intensity, and at probably about 400 meters, the first buoy, I was able to start to swim decent. And then when we make the second turn, I'd say 600 meters or so, finally felt like I was back in a half-decent stroke. So big lesson learned there. Definitely between 56 and 60 degrees, or 56 plus, I should say, definitely getting in the water to do a warm-up swim. If under 56, I'm probably still not going to get in there. Probably do some stretch cords or something, and just maybe put my head under the water to acclimate in that regard. But 56 and above, I definitely feel like you need to be getting in the water and warming up, because it was absolutely shocking, and I've just never experienced that before. So big lesson learned. Unfortunately, that set the day up to be a very difficult day. 3-minute deficit out of the water. Strong cyclists, strong runners in the field. So I knew I was going to have to race this thing very well and very smart. And so that's what I tried to do. Like I said in a previous video, I had just not too long ago pushed 390 watts for 50 minutes off of 3 minutes recovery. And so I figured my threshold power was somewhere around 390 to 400 watts. And so I figured if you're in that kind of shape, then you probably can hold 360 or so for 70.3 if you're biking to your limit. And so that's what I basically set out doing, 365 watts or so for the first hour or so. And I caught Jason West, I'd say, at about maybe 45 minutes. So I was like, okay, good, we got a good runner. I figured he's probably the best runner in the field. All right, at least we've caught him, because I definitely didn't want to be coming off the bike with a deficit to him. And then I knew, obviously, Eric Lagerstrom was going to probably be the top contender, best all-arounder. And so I caught him at about, I want to say, an hour and 5 minutes. And I made kind of a tactical error, or just a stupid error, actually. I went for the pass going into a corner. I didn't realize we were coming into a corner. I just couldn't remember. And, just bad play. You don't pass someone on a corner intentionally anyway. And so, I said sorry to him because I was like pushing him off the road basically. And I had to really slow down to avoid pushing him off the road. And so obviously, you're not going to surge on someone now when you do that. This is a dumb move. So we were just coming into the racetrack section as well, which is quite technical. And I'm not the greatest technical rider, so I'm probably not the guy who should have been leading at that point either. But anyways, we rode together for the next, I want to say 5 miles or so that it was through in and about this racetrack, which is a really cool experience. But no time, nowhere to get any time. For me, anyway. So anyways, when we got through that, I was immediately going to try and get rid of these guys. And so when we got out of there, lapped the bike computer 2 minutes at 400, lap it again 5 minutes at 380, and then glanced back and no one was too close. So I was out on my own now. And so I knew, you're still going to have to run really well, as I knew I wasn't going to have a very big gap. And so I, chilled a bit more, 335, I think I averaged for the rest of the bike, and really tried to get my cadence up just to get more in kind of the run, my legs thinking in run mode. And so, racked the bike, came off, decent transition, out onto the run, and run legs felt fantastic. Maybe some of the best my run legs have felt in, the last 2 to 3 years. Really good leg speed, just felt real crisp and tight. And unfortunately, though, very quickly I had the sensation like I had to go to the toilet, and I knew I was wearing a one-piece, and I knew that, Eric probably is only going to be a minute and a half down, and I knew it would probably take me 45 seconds to a minute to have to use the washroom to get the suit off, get in the washroom, get the suit back on. So I wanted to make sure that I built up a gap so that at least if I did take the pit stop, that he wouldn't be like 15 seconds down or something now. So I waited through the aid stations. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And I get to aid station 5 miles or so, and I'm like, 100% the next aid station, you need to stop. And unfortunately, the next aid station, which I thought was going to be at 6 miles, there wasn't an aid station at 6 miles. It was just a run turnaround. And so it was like another, basically, from that moment when I vowed to use the washroom, it was like 2.5 miles. And I did make it to the aid station, but I made it maybe 5 steps too late, which was not great. But I did make it. And quick, in and out, get the suit back on, go running. And, legs took a little bit to get the rhythm back, but legs still feeling half decent for the second half of the run. And then, oh my gosh, 3 miles later, the sensation is like back in full force, and I have to use the washroom again. And this time, unfortunately, I was about 20 steps too late in making it to the washroom, and it was horrible in every way. But anyways, got in and out as quick as I could, and ran the rest of the race very uncomfortable. But my run legs felt great, so that's good. Why did I have this problem? I mean, if you know me, if you train with me or anything, you know that I have a poor stomach in that regard anyway, and I'm very fearful of that problem just because that's just, I guess, my makeup. And so I've always been afraid to wear the one-piece suit, and I wore the two-piece for a long time. Especially in an Ironman, I've been afraid. In the 70.3, usually it's not a problem. In the last two 70.3s, it hasn't been a problem at all, and I've done everything the same. But I'm thinking maybe night before, because the day before I had some stomach issues, and I had like some lettuce. And there's a lot of problems going on right now with lettuce in the world. And so maybe the lettuce had something to do with it. So I don't know, unfortunately. All I know is this could have been very easily remedied had I had the two-piece suit on, because I've got that down to it. Because it's such a problem for me, almost every run workout that I do, I've got that down to a science, getting in and out of the washroom quick when I can get in and out quick, you know what I mean? So anyways, that was a big lesson there. I probably, from a risk to reward standpoint, have to go with the two-piece suit. And everything the same, just the two-piece. So that's that. That was the race. Good battle. Good to see Eric. I know he had a rough one in Los Cabos. Good to see him come back with a great performance. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Aside from these sensations, the race was a lot of fun. A great race. I love racing in the desert. I love having a mountain backdrop, cactuses, and so yeah, I'm excited to maybe come back and come here next year.
Did you get out for any golf at all?
Yeah, actually, I played one round actually on the course that we ran on, which was really cool. Just the other one. There's two courses there, but in the course, I don't know what was more painful, the Porta-John stops or my golf game today, but they were both horrible.
What happens when the ball rolls still?
We don't really care. No one saw it.
No one saw it.
My God.
We're not using that for the post-race recap, are we?
Yeah, I am.
Come on, guy.
Sit.
And finally, last thing. So you just have one more race left this season, and then what?
Yeah, unfortunately, Pucan got canceled this year due to, I think they're having a little bit of civil unrest. And, I wish them the very best. I hope they work everything out. I hope everyone stays safe. Really am excited to get back there again. So hopefully I see everyone there in 2021, because that is one of my favorite races. And so, on the other hand, we are going to end the season next week in Daytona, and I'm really excited for that race. It's going to be a really cool event. Got a little taste of the track at this race, but the Daytona Speedway is as grand of a track as you can get. So I'm really excited to experience that. And I think the event organizers have really put together a really cool weekend full of a lot of fun events. So I'm excited to get there, and I'm also excited because I'm going to get to race Andrew Starkowicz again, who's probably one of the best bikers in the sport. And I'm excited to see where my biking, stacks up against him. And I know Jason West is probably pissed off about this last race, and he's probably the best runner in the field in Daytona, so he'll be looking to turn things around. So I think we're going to have a really great race with a lot of great all-around athletes. And I love racing. So we'll end the season with a fast and hard and fun race.